Hey everyone, my name's Alistair, and welcome back to another episode of The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. What are we doing this time round? Well, literally, this is 5 seconds onward from when we just beat Isaac. We just beat Satan with Isaac, because I'm recording this directly after, inside view. So now we're going to do another attempted Satan run. Who with, though, is the question. Samson. Why not Samson? Samson is when used correctly, which we've still not managed to do, a good character. Do you know? Yeah, why not? I'll blow him up. It's fine. Let's watch stuff explode. All good. Just in case there was a trapdoor or anything. We will push that. We'll try to push that to get 3 coins. Samson, yeah, Samson has the potential to be really good, and we've used Samson, I think, 2 or 3 times, and none of them have particularly gone that well. I mean, it's been fine, but, when I say that well, I mean for a stereotypical Samson run. We've not really done the Samson route, if you will, or a route, if you're not from where I'm from. So we're going to try and do the kind of whole taking damage IV bag thing. We've got a few hearts here, so what I might do is just stand by this, take that damage, stand by that, take that damage. It's only a +1 damage upgrade, but you know, we're still at full health, no harm done. Multidimensional baby is, you know, it's a fine item. It's not one I'm particularly keen on, but I'd rather have it than nothing. We're pretty good for coins already. We have enough for a potential arcade on the next floor. If we could get 10, I would buy that spirit heart, but I was hoping for, a curse room or something that we could use on this floor, but it's okay. We still have an okay damage stat. It'll be fine. We just need to try and hope for an arcade. I think last time we were set up for it, but we just never came across arcades, even though I think we had, for most floors, the requisite amount of money. But I guess it's just about chance, isn't it? Okay. Boss this way. We'll go back and just check the rest of the floor quickly. We've got unlimited keys, so if there's another room with keys in, we can go there for free. What's that? Is that emergency contact? I think that maybe means that a mum's foot comes down and stamps on an enemy. I'm not entirely too sure. I don't pick it up much, so I guess we'll never know. No, we'll try it out later and see. Just a heart there. If we're thinking secret room, then you kind of have to think here. And it is. We have bombs to spare, so that's fantastic. That means I'm gonna go back and buy the soul heart from the shop. I think that makes most sense. Because that means we have a bit of security on the next floor, provided I don't lose the soul heart on this boss fight. If we get an arcade. So, okay floor, all in all. Could also check for the super special secret room, which is most likely going to be here. Yeah, go on then. Why not? Live a little. Okay, I regret living. Let's see what emergency contact does. So it kind of wall masters them. That's pretty interesting. Kind of nice in the Larry Jr. fight. It's still an easy fight, but, any help is appreciated. But this should be over promptly. Trying to use multidimensional baby. It worked for one shot there. It's better than usual. Binky's fantastic. Binky gives us the soul heart we were wanting, but also makes us small and gives us big tier delay. So, a really good starting item. Makes me want to go in there a bit. I think if we get another spirit heart, I'll actually consider it. Because we'll still get the damage buff even if we lose spirit hearts. It's not just a red heart thing. But I kind of like having the security of 2, if I'm being honest. Really nice having the tier upgrade. We just want a bit more damage. Oh, there's the arcade. Alright, we'll go in here first. Glitter bombs is pretty nice. Again, I don't really care about the bomb effect, I just like having more bombs. Why does this always happen? Okay. We're blowing them all up. The D4. And that's a dice we can unlock from blowing these up, so it's nice to have got that done. I will go back now, because we have 3 spirit hearts. I'm happy enough to go back and just go in here. Okay, again, it was a colossal waste of time unless we get the drop of the century from these, but I probably wouldn't spend 1 spirit heart for 2 bombs, especially when we already had 5. But yeah, you know, you gotta just deal with it. But yeah, this is okay. Again, we're on the same damage that we had for most of last floor, because we, again, took 2 hits of damage. But it's doing okay because we have such a good tier rate. We'll get rid of those as soon as we can. We want as few of those wee sweet corn flies about as possible. We'll definitely take petrified poop because we don't have a trinket. So it's not like we're, you know, missing out on whatever trinket we currently had. 1 coin. Anything from this one? Go on, treat me. Ah, what have I done to hurt you? Keep a distance from these enemies because they shoot kind of randomly. Well, not randomly, but you like without telegraphing it is probably the best way to explain it. There's a stone chest there. We'll use bombs to get into all of these chests, I think, because there's a good chance of getting bombs back from them. So it wouldn't be too much of a waste. We'll just do that now. And then I don't think there's a way we can do this without spending 2, but the good thing is, you'll see I put it there specifically. It sounds like the kind of thing where I'm blagging now. I consider that could be a secret room, so put the bomb there rather than putting it like here. But now it sounds like I'm lying because I didn't say I was doing that as I placed it. Just doing the whole, yeah, I definitely meant that. But I promise I did. I promise. Okay, let's keep going down the way. We could go back and go into the shop. Part of me thinks it might be worthwhile doing that. Yeah, I think we will actually. Let's do that. Have we done anything else with Samson? Just Mom's Heart. So again, you want to keep Boss Rush as an option, but the run might naturally speed up. For now, I'm happy enough with the speed we're doing. Again, Boss Rush isn't a necessity, it's just a possibility. Bad damage because it took it from a champion, but, you know, can't say no to the little damage upgrade. We still want to be keeping 5 cents, if possible. I'll do 1 more. Okay, yeah, I'm happy to just leave it. Let's just head to the boss fight. I nearly walked into that fire there, didn't I? Man, shocking. I guess we'll just keep an eye out for the super special secret room, but it could be one of those. But it could be in here. I'll just leave it. It's kind of annoying having this form of the Monstro fight, but thankfully they die relatively quickly. I always forget that color of champion shoots out the tears when they die, which is how I took damage earlier on. Again, I'm trying to use I've said that entirely, multi-dimensional baby. I don't know what I took damage from there, but I can only imagine I deserved it. This has gone pretty quickly. Again, the damage upgrade's nice, good tier stat. What have we got from this? That's, you know, health I'm not going to say no to. We'll take all these pills because I've not learned my lesson, ever. Range down, fantastic. Tears up, probably worth it. Speed up, okay, bad start, good end. I would probably take that, all in all. I'd take a range down and a health down, probably, for a tears up and a speed up. Curse of Darkness is really, really irritating. I don't like it, but it should end up being okay. Obviously, we're on base damage again, because we failed to pick up an IV bag or anything like that, because the arcade, again, didn't give us it. That struck me as a secret room just because of the layout of the room, but not much in it that's worthwhile. So just got to keep on keeping on, as I seem to like to say. Okay. So this is a bit of a bothersome room just because the enemies take a while and there's a lot of movement and, you know, they change the direction of their shots. But it's difficult because I want to kind of keep my red hearts intact, you know, for the hope of Devil Deal precedent, but at the same time, like, taking damage isn't that bad, and the chances of getting a Devil Deal are low-ish. The only way I was going to survive that was putting a bomb down, which is why I did it. Pheromones. Empress, that's okay. But yeah, if I can avoid it, I tend not to try and kill enemies with bombs, try to use them for just kind of like other purposes. But there are certain situations where I think they're actually a really useful tool, because I would have definitely taken at least 1 hit of damage, maybe 2, if I'd have just stayed there and not set the bomb. So that's, I guess, a good tip, perhaps. Right, what we got here? Wheel of Fortune. Oh, fuck it, we'll just blow it up. Walnut, I'll probably just I'll keep Petrified Poop in case. We'll head this way. Been a pretty barren floor so far. This is the room of my absolute nightmares. I always struggle with these enemies, again, because of how they move when you shoot them, and my inability to predict things. Again, this kind of gives me secret room vibes, but maybe like a super special secret room. If the boss fight is this way, I think there's a good chance of me checking this room for a secret room. But otherwise, I will just leave it. We'll see. Yeah, okay, I'm definitely going to check it. You just get a vibe. It's something I find so difficult to explain. But you just know. You just kind of know there's something there. And it's just because, like, I think after a while, you recognize certain room shapes. Was that a Facebook notification again? I don't even have Facebook up. Who knows? Well, let's hope it doesn't happen again. If it does, I'm sorry, but it's on a different monitor that I can't currently access. Obviously, we're backtracking because I want to find the item room and potentially the shop. Please be good. Sissy Longlegs is not that great, but she moves funny, so... That's the scary thing about bugs, isn't it? I wouldn't say I have, like, a phobia of bugs. Perhaps of some bugs. I really don't like some of them. We'll take that. And... okay, that doesn't end up doing anything for us. I don't have a phobia of bugs. I have certain kinds of bugs that I like less than others, you could say. But I think the scary thing is, right, how they move, isn't it? And I think it's an interesting thing to kind of think about a bit deeper because, like, I'm going the wrong way. I don't particularly like spiders. But I'm not scared of a still spider. Like, really any kind of spider that's still. It's the second it moves, either in the sense that, like, the manner in which it moves is creepy, or, you know, there's something threatening about its movement, especially if it's towards you. Like, it's weird because I feel like the insect itself, for me at least, often isn't that scary, but it's, you know, behavioral, right? And I know that probably sounds like an obvious thing to say, but, like, it kind of makes me think if saying something like, I'm scared of spiders, is, like, you know, not to sound too pedantic, but not strictly perhaps the case. I mean, obviously it depends on the person, and I'm talking from, like, a very personal perspective. Is that I think I might not be scared of spiders, but I'm scared of how spiders move. And I don't know if it's worth being more specific, or if, you know, it's just pedantry that deserves, I don't know, absolutely no attention whatsoever. Again, a very disappointing arcade. I don't know why we're not being given any blood banks. But yeah, as for bugs, I don't know, like, spiders are the classic. I think spiders are the most... probably one of the most common phobias, not to mention, like, the most common bug phobias. But certain bugs I'm okay with. I kind of like, a few bugs. I know, I'm using the phrase bug to kind of refer to any sort of creepy crawly, if you will. So even if it isn't the correct, you know, spiders or arachnids, not bugs, maybe? Whatever. I don't care. You know what I mean. I really like bees. I really like ladybirds. Or ladybugs, again, depending where you're from. Ladybug makes a bit more sense than ladybird, to be fair. And like beetles and stuff, but what really fucking creeps me out, is that, like, the longer the insect, like, my least favorite are, centipedes. I'll take that. I really don't like millipedes either, and, like, worms, like, that whole kind of subset of creatures are just absolutely abhorrent. I quite like snakes, so it's not like everything kind of long and slithery. I can, you know, I can't deal with that, but it's just something about the small ones. It's like the segments, I don't know if that makes sense, of the wee segments of things like centipedes just makes me want to gag. I don't know, there's something horrible about it. I used to be a lot more scared of bugs than I am now, like as a child, but I still don't like them. I mean, I'll still, if I saw a centipede on the table in front of me right now, I would shit my pants. Absolutely. But you know, like, I do a pretty good job in my life of avoiding centipedes. So, hey, you know, oh god, poor damage. So it's not often a problem I have to deal with. And to be fair, living in the UK, the bug wildlife is not that threatening. There are a lot of other places I could be living where it would be a lot more stressful. That being said, there could be a lot of places I would live that are more interesting at the same time. Like everywhere. So, nah. Scotland's more interesting than the rest of the UK, but that's just fact. Awaz is a rune that gives you like a trapdoor. Sometimes it gives you a trapdoor into like a kind of like underground bunker bit that have the items sometimes it just takes you straight down. We're looking for a key. We have a good devil deal chance on this floor, and I think I might be squandering it because I'm one hit away from losing it. We'll get back to bugs in a sec, maybe not, we'll see. But I'd love to go into the shop and try and get a I keep on making that mistake, and try and get like a spirit heart or something. Oh god, that was a lot of tears. So I feel like this might be a secret room actually. So there's a good chance of, well, not a good chance, but there's a chance of one appearing in there as well. Let's see. Probably not. Lemon Party. Health up, that's quite nice. Speed up, that's also nice. And Yera. Would I rather take Yera? Yeah, Yera, I think I would. I'm so sorry. Okay, so unless we get a key as a drop from here, no keys unless we find a super special secret room. Okay, now we have to try and do that. Possibility-wise, there are probably a few options if I'm being honest. I don't know. I'm gonna try... Oh, I was like, where am I? Okay. I'm gonna try here. I know that's a weird one, but... Okay, yeah, I'll just leave it. I'll just try not to take damage on the boss. Oh, okay, it's the hollow. If I take damage on the hollow, then I don't deserve the devil deal, basically. Oh, well, I didn't get the devil deal anyway. That will give me a shot speed upgrade. Does this one give you a trinket? They're both a health upgrade. Little larva gives you... I'd rather actually have that than petrified poop, if I'm being honest. Gives you little flies from when you shoot the poops. So, but I don't know, bugs, it's an interesting one. I find... I don't know, phobia is interesting. I guess a lot of it stems from childhood stuff, right? I don't know. But I guess in the same way, like, maybe this is a weird thing to say, but how people often say that exposure is one of the best things for phobia management, or, you know, fear management generally. Which, you know, in some instances is probably correct, in some instances isn't. But in the same sense, I think almost a complete lack of exposure, depending on the phobia or fear in question, could have a similar effect, right? Like, I think the reason that I'm less scared of bugs than I used to be is just because I avoid interacting with bugs. And then the fear plays less of a part in my kind of mind, you know, on a general, like, level. Like, why would I don't know, maybe I used to encounter bugs more as a child or something, or, you know, whatever. But, you know, now I can choose not to deal with bugs. And because I never, like, I'm scared of centipedes, but I've not seen a centipede IRL, if you will, in quite a while. And it's like, I don't seek out, you know, footage of centipedes and stuff. So I feel like my fear of them is a lot less active than it used to be. Does that make any sense? I've probably not articulated myself that well, if I'm being honest. The point probably could have been made a bit clearer. Ah, you tit. Oh, do you know what? Go on, then. I'm gonna take damage from this, aren't I? Yep. Ah, it's not going well. I've probably got one heart now. What was I doing? What was the point of that? I might die now. Do you know what? I was talking about bugs, and I got distracted, and I stopped thinking that I'd played this game before, ever. Absolutely shocking. I'm sorry to everyone watching that you've had to witness such a sordid display. Oh, the same enemy. Good. Thanks. I basically went over being like, you know what, I'll take one more bit of damage to get the key. And then I realised that I'd end up having to take 4 more hits of damage. What was in there? Nothing. So I feel like I'm on one... Oh, you're kidding. I've done it again. Oh my god. I know that looked deliberate. That probably looked like, comedy. That was thoroughly unintentional. We're going to restart that one, obviously, because, you know, that was poor. I don't know what I was doing, and I'd like to sincerely apologize. Okay, let's just pretend none of that ever happened, and just win this run. So I was doing that to take a bit of damage before I took the black heart, obviously. Now what would be great, mate, is if you could blow up this tinted rock for me. Is that gonna get it? Nah, not quite. Another? I'm gonna damage you if I hit you too many times, because I'm quite strong. You might kill yourself, actually. I probably will get... Will I get it? Yeah, nice. I was gonna say, I'll probably get bombs as a drop from this guy, but, you know, I don't have to spend that bomb, so why would I bother? Okay. Mr. Boom, you know, it's the same kind of thing. Puberty's fine. I think if you take 3 puberty pills, you get a health up. That was something recently added. But yeah, Mr. Boom's okay. I don't know if we'll really use it much, but Metal Plate gives us a Spirit Heart, and I feel like something else, but I don't remember what. I think it has some other effect. Man, what a terrible death. Like, it was probably the most self-inflicted of this entire series so far. I was on 4 hearts, and I just decided to take 4 hearts of damage for literally nothing. Really poor. Okay. I'm not seeing a tinted rock. Oh, I am seeing a tinted rock. There we go. Brilliant. We're doing pretty good for health. No coins yet, unfortunately. Which means, again, no arcade next floor yet, unless we come across something miraculous. I would love to get into those red chests, but what we're going to have to do is beat this boss fight and then use the charge that we get from it to blow up one of them, and then because we won't get bombs from them, so we can only choose one. I'll choose the bottom left one. Obviously this fight's going really simply because we have so much damage. And we'll get a bowl of bandages, yep, that or a cube of meat, and we'll see what's going on in here. Thanks. Okay. Let's just head down. Oh man, shocking. So poor. So poor. Right. Let's head right. I'd usually head left, but let's head right. Nice having an orbital, in a way. Obviously, it's difficult having less damage. Do you want to stay still? Thanks. Wow, really? So... we'll probably be a bit orbital happy this floor, because I don't want to take... Oh, I don't really want to take too much damage. Especially when we have another damage dealing, possibility. Okay, I took damage there, which isn't great, but I kind of want to maintain my health, is the point I'm trying to make. If I'm careful with the orbital, it should be totally okay. But it's just whether I end up being careful with the orbital. Is that worth it? For a boss fight thing? Probably not at the current stage. Right, that went nicely. Keep checking these. Petrified Poop is great because that's probably going to help us get the 5 cents we need. Or, get us closer to it. Maybe. We'll see. We'll kill these ones normally, and then we'll just do that. Perfect. This way... yeah, this is orbital territory. Fantastic. We'll probably do some of the orbital challenges soon, actually. I quite enjoy those ones. Big Chubby's quite a funny item. You do that, you shoot, and he just goes very slowly and eats anything in his way. I am going to use Mr. Boom here. Okay. I was hoping that we would get a coin from the shopkeeper, but we didn't. That's fine. We can always probably come back and get one from here. Oh, I was about to say, you've got to be careful of it shooting that. They never used to do that. I think that was a recent addition. Go on. That's okay damage. 4, 5. Okay. So if we can get another charge... this is dangerous. Yeah, I was about to say, that's dangerous to orbital on, but... Hey, we got that there. And I'd rather have the health, if I'm being honest. We'll use that bomb now. Well, I'll take the pill. Sorry, I'm getting quite scatterbrained. We'll just use it here. Nothing. Okay. We still have a room to check down that way, and of course we still have the boss trap room if we wanted to do that. This should be a room where a little big chubby comes in quite handy. If he, didn't take so long. Just because, the enemies are all... You're kiting the enemies, and then if you shoot in the direction they're chasing you, you're likely to do a good bit of damage. Okay. Please give me a coin. Oh, plenty of coins. Fantastic. I'm not even going to bother going back and checking at this point, I think. I think we'll just move on with the fight. Oh, thanks. Yeah, Big Chubby's a pretty fun item. Because this monster doesn't jump, actually, there's no way of it escaping either. So, okay. What I should clarify. When I say jump, I mean Monstro does the tiny jump like that, which this one does, and the big jump where he goes off screen and then lands. That's the jump I meant. I'm just gonna let Big Chubby finish off. Good man. Binky, again. We got that one last time. And please be good. Okay, this is looking to be an exact repeat of what we had last time. That's okay, let's keep going and try not to die really stupidly. Flooded Caves XL. Probably not what I would have picked, but it should be fine. Again, thankfully we've got a better tier rate, but we are going to need some more damage soon. We want to get rid of these things first if we can, because they're actually more of a problem than the big worm guy. I say as I take damage from it twice. I have no idea. I'm so sorry. I guess I'm getting a bit tilted, maybe. Definitely happens with Isaac. I think the game it's worst for is... okay, facts about me. I play a lot of Pokemon, but like, I'm very into competitive Pokemon. Which, if you're not, aware of it, probably sounds like the most ridiculous thing. But like, to clarify, the game's not the cards or anything. I've genuinely never played the card game, I don't know how. But like, I play a lot on, there's a kind of competitive battling simulator called Pokemon Showdown, which I play probably most days, if I'm, able. And it's really good fun, and it's essentially just Pokemon battling, but intense. And I feel like that is the game where I'm most liable to get tilted. I feel like everyone has a game where that's the case. If you... Yeah, we'll take technology too. Lower damage, but consistent here. If you also feel like you have a game where you're more liable to get tilted than in other games, please do let me know, because I'm interested to see. Like, it's interesting because I'm a very competitive person in some regards. When it comes to things like board games, or like, I do pub quizzes. If it's stuff like that, then I really do want to win. But funny enough, when it comes to games, which is something I'm more serious about, I don't mind losing necessarily. Like, I've also played a lot of FIFA, and if I lose to someone on FIFA, I generally don't mind, because the chances are they're better. And it's the same for Pokemon. I don't mind if I lose to someone, because, again, obviously, you can get unlucky, but the chances are someone beats me, they deserve to. But definitely, after a few losses, despite, taking it as well as I can, like, try to take it as well as I can, you start to notice that your style of play changes, and you become more, I'd say probably more hasty is the most common thing. But I think because Pokemon battles are a much shorter format than Isaac, it's much easier to get tilted in the sense that you can just, it's so much easier to say one more battle than one more run of Isaac. Because a battle will take you a few minutes, and an Isaac run will take you like 45. So generally, if I'm not having a great time with Isaac, I can do the magical thing of stopping playing. And then, you know, I come back to it a day later or something, and it's absolutely fine. But I feel like it's almost kind of like a cyclical, like a dangerous cyclical process with games like Pokemon, with a small kind of match turnover point. But I don't know. I don't play much competitive stuff. I think I don't play FIFA Online anymore. I used to quite a lot. And I play Pokemon, but I thinking about it, I think that actually might be the only game I play competitively. Obviously, I've said before, I play Final Fantasy XIV, but predominantly Final Fantasy XIV is a game based on working with other people, rather than against them. No, I'm not going to take that. And I guess that's one of the things, like, for someone who's played games my whole life, and a lot of games, the genre I've probably explored least is shooting games, which sounds stupid, and I know it's difficult to classify all of them as shooting games, but, like, I've played, you know, first-person shooters in particular, but, like, I was never into the whole online COD thing. I genuinely, I don't know if it was like a weird kind of teenage, you know, anti-teenage rebellion kind of thing. It's like everyone else was doing it, so I didn't. But I think it was just more I wasn't as interested in it as other people. But part of the concept of, like, playing against others, I wasn't as keen on, and I'm still not. But a few years back, with a good pal of mine, I started playing Killing Floor 2, which sounds really bad. But it's like a zombie killing game, but it's like a cooperative experience where you put online with other players and you're in the same team. And I really, really enjoyed it because I didn't have any of the kind of latent stress that you feel when you are playing against other people. And I don't know if the stress comes from, you know, wanting to win, or, I don't know, other people seeing. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I've not really thought about it too much, but I found a definite increase in my enjoyment when I was playing cooperatively compared to when I was playing competitively. So there's probably something in that, but again, it's probably like a personality trait in some sense. I want health. This is what I'm looking for. Yep, and I'd be happy to do one more. But I just think that's quite an interesting thing. Because, yeah, despite being competitive, I don't often mind losing, provided that the person who beat me, you know, deserves to win. Which, again, like, if we're being realistic, I think most instances in which you lose something, you probably deserved to. Oh, how does this work with Mum's knife? Sorry, with Mum's knife and technology. So technology's still going to fire, and we have Mum's knife now. And it looks a bit innocuous, but get ready for the damage. You see that? Mum's knife is, a while ago I spoke about an item, I mean, I don't know which episode, but I got Brimstone, and I was talking about Brimstone synergies. And I was like, Brimstone's a great item because it's still interesting, even when you're strong. Like, the synergies still work in a really good way, and it's always an engaging item to use. And I was like, there's one item which is so overpowered, generally, that it almost stops being fun. It doesn't necessarily stop being fun, it depends on the run, but the item I was talking about was Mum's knife, you know, which we just unlocked in the last episode, actually, by beating Satan with Isaac. What's this one? Bloodshot Eye. Okay. And obviously we still have the technology tiers, which is nice, but Mum's knife is so good, it's unfair. Obviously, there's a kind of a weird bit of close quarters to it, because you really have to charge it. Pardon me. You really have to charge it to get it to go a distance. And it does actually work as an orbital as well, technically. I don't know what I was doing there. I thought I could make that, but I clearly couldn't. But yeah, really great item. I don't sound pleased to have picked it up, but I am, because the chances are, you know, it gives us a much better chance of winning now than what we had before. I hate this guy. So yeah, we kind of stopped talking about what we were talking about before, but it probably came to a natural end. Yeah, just competitiveness. Generally, the whole idea of winning, losing in games. There was a whole thing. I mean, this is being recorded, you know, around the time it comes out, really. There's not that much of a backlog at this current moment. About a week ago, maybe just under a week ago, Ninja, who you probably know, whether that's fortunate or unfortunate is up to you, tweeted some shite about if you don't, like, get angry after losing a game, then you're not a true gamer. You know, that's entirely paraphrased. That isn't what he said, but it's what he meant. And, like, you know, you stop learning, you stop caring and I just think it's absolute nonsense from an absolute man-child. Like, if you're a fan of Ninja, then, you know, that's your prerogative. That's totally okay. I don't know too much about him, but everything I've ever seen from him is, you know, not ideal. And I know there's something kind of funny about someone using their relatively small platform to decry someone with an immensely large platform. But that's the thing, like, he's I don't know, a role model, I guess you could say. Unfortunately, he is a role model. And a lot of young children in particular will watch him. And I think, you know, it's a damaging kind of mentality, perhaps you could say. And, you know, perhaps maybe I'm not too qualified to say that, but the kind of idea that that tweet kind of proffers, if you will, is that you're trying to normalize what I guess you'd call toxic behavior. You know, like raging after you've lost or generally being a dick. And I think it's quite sad that someone who, you know, tries to normalize these kind of views for a casual audience has such a massive and unassailable platform. You know, like, I'm sure he's very good at Fortnite. But I don't know. I'd rather he was a nice person and shit at the game. But, you know, I don't want to talk too much about people like Ninja because, look, I've never played Fortnite. I feel quite comfortable saying that. I likely will never play Fortnite. I have nothing against Fortnite as a game, but it kind of goes into what I was saying earlier. The idea of a battle royale does very little to appeal to me. Oh, that was unfortunate damage. Oh, that was even more unfortunate damage. But yeah, I'm perhaps not the person to comment on it. And if you're Delirious is really nice. And if you're a massive Ninja fan, I'm very sorry. But perhaps, you know, I could be educated better. That maybe he isn't like this, and maybe it's just, you know, I've not seen even a fraction of the content he's put up over his time being a content creator. So perhaps I'm being too hasty in my judgment, but everything I've seen has led me to believe that he is I don't know, being a bad example. Bad damage, isn't it? That's nice. I can't even remember really what Delirious does because I've got it like twice in my life. I think it's like, I know it's like Mega in a sense where I think Delirium appears in the room. I'll use it on, well, it depends actually. I'll use it on a harder room. Guppy's collar is very nice. And we finally have an arcade. Are you fucking joking? Nah. This is silly. I know I don't have the best health at the moment, but come on. 2 whole runs of arcades and nothing. But yeah. I don't know. I don't want to talk about Ninja. We're going to move on. Let's just talk about the game. That could be a secret room, but I'm probably not going to check it. Right, let's keep going this way. Again, I don't know where I've been. It turns out I've been that way. Turns out I've been that way. I guess I'm going back. It was nice to pick up Guppy's collar. I don't know how handy it'll come in. Hopefully, well... Oh, Jesus Christ, Alistair, you absolute fucking buffoon. Hopefully we don't get put in a position where it ends up needing to come in handy. But 99 bombs? That's pretty good. I probably shouldn't have spent that key, but hey, we got one back and a bit of health. Do you know what? We'll use it on in this room, just to see. I don't think I've ever seen Delirious Steven before. Was that it? Is that all it does? Okay, I mean, it's fine. I don't really know what the item does that much. This is nice. I will spend some time here because I've got some hearts in that room as well. This is going, you know, slightly better than the run previous because I'm paying attention. Sometimes, at least. Not all the time, but sometimes. It's still difficult talking and doing stuff. You know, it's something that has got noticeably easier, but it's still surprisingly difficult. But it also is fun. It's obviously, like, when you're enjoying games, time flies. But I found doing this in particular, like, it really goes way quicker than if I was playing without speaking. And I don't know if it's just, you know, taking up more of my brain space. But it's interesting. Well, yeah. Oh, that's nice. I don't know if we want to do boss rush, if I'm being honest. Do you know what? That's taunting me. Fuck you. Yeah. Anyway. Infested is nice. Because they come out of the poops. Curse of the Tower. I don't like. Anemic is not good enough. 2020. Now that's the shit I like. 2020 basically doubles your shots without lowering your tiers whatsoever. Now I would do boss rush. So I know we don't have much health, but hey. Do you know what? Let's not. We probably shouldn't. We're going to donate this money instead. We're going to be responsible. Cool. Now if we can make boss rush, we'll definitely make boss rush. But chances are we won't. I don't actually know which way we're meant to go. Up? Is it up? No, we've been... Oh, have we been right, though? I don't think we've been right. I know I could be picking stuff up here, but... Sue me. That went quite well. There's a chance. I'd say it's actually quite possible. Yeah, I think we'll do it. I think we'll give it a go if we can. Well, it depends if we have time to go into the devil room and stuff. Okay, Mr. Dolly is really nice because it gives us the health that I was worried about previously. We'll see what we get in here. Kamikaze... Book of Secrets? Shadows? I don't remember. I'll take this because I want to use Delirious at some point. I think the Magician might end up being a mistake. But, yeah, good damage. Obviously, technology is going to come in handy as well with an 8.76 damage stat. And the good thing, I mean, the main reason I took the Magician was because of technology more than Mum's Knife. I think it actually kind of hinders Mum's Knife a bit. Where... Oh, hello. No, that wasn't it. Oh, there's a whole ass guy there. Obviously, we have the bulb trinket, which means that our stats improve when we have a fully charged active item. But I think the whole point is we want to try and use the active item. Interesting having the room changed. I don't know where Delirium is, or what he's doing. Is he Skolex? Is he the Skolex thing? I'm clueless. Again, it's an item I think I've maybe used once before. I never get it. It never appears. But it's very strange. Okay. I guess he's just being Skolex. I'm just scared because I keep on thinking he's trying to damage me. Right. Obviously, when we unlock the chance to use him again, we will. This has ended up going pretty nicely. Who are we after? Hin and Carrion Queen. Carrion Queen's a really difficult boss when you fight her legit, so it's quite nice to not have that. Okay, so I think what must be is Delirium, it appears as one of the forms of Delirium bosses, and just goes about doing its normal stuff. So it must have just exploded, the one I summoned in the other room. Or died? I guess it could probably die. That's how Punching Bag works, but I don't know how it works for this. What do we get for doing boss rush with Samson? Who knows? I don't. Oh. But I mean, it's going pretty well. Mum's Knife 2020, Technology 2 with a damage stat of near 10. That's, oh, I shouldn't have stood in that, but that's a recipe for a pretty good run, in case you don't know this game very well. We'll use Delirium again, of course. Who have we got this time? Oh, it's Blast Assist. Right. That's probably one of the worst ones you could get, but... Samson's Chains. We're not picking up the Dunce Cap. We picked that up before, in Boss Rush, actually, as well. And even though that run was fantastic, I don't want to pick it up again. We're going to have to be quite quick if we want... God, our damage stat is back to 2.88. If we want any chance of getting to Hush, which I would entertain the prospect of, for sure, then we want to Mosey. That's a nice little Tears upgrade. I was about to say, definitely going to take damage at some point there. Oh, okay. Right, there's probably something interesting in there, but I'm not even going to check it. I'll blow this up for the pills, in case there's ones that we've... Go on then. Explosive Diarrhea. Not the best, but we do have a lot. Tears Up again doesn't do anything, but it's nice. Speed down, it's not great. Again, keeping an eye out for Tinted Rocks, because we want that health. Pretty Fly is really nice. Puberty I'll take. Not worth it. God, we're slow now. Why are we so slow? I thought we were fast earlier. Maybe we were fast. Oh, we were fast in the run I died on. Right. A lot of tiny trigger movements there to survive that. This is the kind of room that looks like it would have a Tinted Rock, but I'm not sure it actually does. I can't see one at least. Doesn't mean there isn't one. I feel like I always make that a caveat. Mum's Knife is doing pretty poor damage because we have such a bad damage stat, but it's going okay. Oh, yeah, I was about to say, there's no, okay, well, I could have left the room, I think, and avoided that damage, but you actually got to be careful here to not, well, blow up the TNT and die like that. It's an okay room, though. Envy's, again, annoying, but not too difficult. Shoop de Whoop is better than Delirious, I think. As weird as that sounds. Right, just straight up. Delirious is probably, better on the whole, but I like Shoop de Whoop. As a room clearer, it's much more helpful. There's a Tinted Rock. Nice little bit of health. Whew. And, keep going. Not gonna kill you? Do you know what? I'll probably just skip Hush. We'll see. Might just get this run done. Okay. Oh, just can't reach him. That's a shame. I thought the 2020 going just to an angle... Oh, it did get him there. It just didn't get him before. Okay, that's fine. Went pretty well. Daddy Longlegs. That was maybe a waste. It didn't end up working. Daddy Longlegs dead in no time. HP up. Pretty nice. We've got 2 more floors if we don't do Hush. I might just try and do Satan. Oh, Curse of Darkness is gross. Especially in this room. Again, now we're losing Devil Deal capabilities, but it's okay. I really would have preferred anything to Curse of Darkness, I'd say, at this point, but go in this double key room. That's taking the piss. I'm not even going to take him. I know that wasn't the most efficient use of Shoop de Whoop, but, I'm not a robot. I'm very liable to make mistakes. Ah, that was I was gonna say that's unfair, but is it? Because I know this game, and I know that he was gonna do that, and I didn't dodge it. So maybe it isn't unfair. Maybe that isn't how you judge if something is unfair. I don't know. Where should we go? Probably just right. Go the opposite direction. Okay. We have assessed that that was not the correct route to go. That's 2 of them down. Probably 2 more. No more? There must be no more. Oh, I thought there was usually 4 in rooms like this. Hey, and I'll take 2. I'm not complaining. Nice wee diagonal aim. I like that. This is possibly the right way, so we'll keep heading up this way. I really hope it's the right way. You get the impression it's going to be. Oh, this is the champion chub. I couldn't even tell because of the Curse of Darkness. It looks the same color. So it leaves these wee knobs here that explode, so you got to be careful of them. 2 keys, nice, but pretty useless. Again, generally, in bigger floors, I find my tactic, if I don't know where to go when I'm looking for the boss, is to go into, like, the biggest rooms I can find. And I don't know, you know, it doesn't always work, but often it ends up being kind of helpful. Here, it's going to have to be right. Okay, it's not this way. The boss fight can't be connected to the room down below, so we'll just head back and head to the left of the big room. Yeah, it's not a hard and fast rule, but I find it often helps. This is potentially the worst room ever made. I was about to say, I don't know how I haven't took damage, but I did eventually stand on something. It was an inevitability, I've got to say that. That ended up going okay. It's kind of nice to take damage sometimes for the damage upgrade with Samson, but again, this didn't go... Oh, bad damage. This didn't go as we were hoping. Like, this wasn't the Samson run we were looking for. Or the droids, for that matter. I made a Star Wars joke, isn't that funny? Oh, such bad damage. But, you know, it's... Oh, come on, let me have it. Thank you. It's been, you know, relatively successful. We've got a good active item. We've got Mum's Knife. We've got 2020. It's tough to complain, really. I still don't know if I want to do Hush. Part of me's... The bigger part of me saying no, honestly, and just go down and beat Satan. And I think that might be exactly what I end up doing. I'm just going to let the technology tiers get rid of those. And we'll use Mum's Knife on Mum's heart. It lives, whatever. We'll go in there, check out what there's. Holy Mantle is really nice, and we are just going to head down. I know that, you know, Hush is a possibility, but I think this run should probably just come to an end. And, you know, maybe it's a waste to not use something like a Mum's Knife run on Hush or whatever. But, again, I'm not totally interested in min-maxing every aspect of the game. Thank you, Holy Mantle. Again, we have very little damage at this point. We still have one of them to kill. Nice. Let's head down there, I guess. Oof, that barely got him. I still don't know if Shoop de Whoop, you know, has anything to do with your own damage stat, or if it has a, you know, its own individual damage stat. But where are we? One there, one there. Man, it's weak. It's surprisingly weak at this point for the items we have. What, you know, what's probably worth doing actually is going back and checking those blue fires just in case, because I have near unlimited bombs, so I might as well check everything that could give me a bit of health. Chariot's probably going to come in quite handy actually, maybe on the boss fight, because I can use the Mum's Knife as an orbital, and it does quite a lot of damage. And that combined with the 2 others I have. Again, we'll check these out with bombs. I think I probably could put one in the middle. This is making me feel a bit more comfortable about, you know, successfully winning this. I thought we would anyway, but what's this? Yera? I guess I'll just take the Chariot, really. Yera could be nice if we want to double a bit of health or whatever, but I think for right now we're actually okay. Just a tiny little one to get a little horn there. Okay, I did expect that to be the right way, but there we go. Get them to separate. Mum's Knife is pretty good. I think it'd be nice to have Mum's Knife on a slightly better run. Surprisingly, despite having such good items, it still hasn't been, you know, the absolute belter of a run that you'd hope for. But yeah, it's been okay. these enemies are always tricky. But, like, the fact that I'm using Mum's Knife as an orbital more than shooting it, I don't know if that's, like, a good example of maybe not being totally content with the damage that we're doing. Yeah, oh, I really expected that to kill them. But you see, it's just quite weak. Obviously, we've not gained any damage stat because of Holy Mantle this floor, saving us a few times. And, you know, that's fine. We'll still manage. Fuse Cutter's quite a nice item, but of course I'm going to stick with Vibrant Bulb. And I'd rather have the... No, actually, I was about to say, I'll probably use the Shoop de Whoop in this fight at some point. I've been getting it too early every time. Right. That's okay. Split into two. Try and deal with one at a time. Get a diagonal shot there. I'll Shoop de Whoop there. And then I'm going to Chariot. And just do that. Now, Chariot won't last until the this segment, but I do have Holy Mantle, and you don't take contact damage from running into the hooves, so I'm just gonna, yeah, hey, that went great. And there we go. God, what a weird run. That was like an hour, like an experience for an hour. I don't even know what I talked about. But now we have, you know, done something quite successfully. We've unlocked one of the things we were trying to do. So Blood Rites has appeared, and the negative has appeared. So basically now when we beat Mum, the first Mum fight, we will gain the ability to pick up the negative after the fight, and then if we beat Shoal, we have the ability to go down another floor, and it's the converse for eventually when we get the Polaroid, then we can beat the Cathedral and go up a floor. But yeah, I mean, yeah, what a run. Let's call it a day. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider liking or commenting or subscribing. And yeah, thanks again. See you next time. Cool. Wow.